Hello everybody and welcome back. Today's gonna be an interesting one. I promised we would test this thing and here's my strange little test setup. I'm gonna dive into this, we're gonna do a quick test and this thing will be ready to go into the cockpit. A couple things to cover. This is my Arduino Leonardo. It's standing in, simulating the one that we're gonna have in the cockpit. This is my little mux breakout board. It's got 6 muxes and for now it's being powered from the Arduino. We've got our output pin, we've got our 6 control pins, 3 of them going to the first mux layer, and 3 of them going to the second mux layer. And then I have this little power one, it's literally just slid into the power rail that we can stick in there. And these nice little jumpers, they fit inside of JST connectors, so that is extremely convenient for testing. So, real quick, we're gonna hop over to the computer, cover how we're gonna actually test this thing, and why this is feasible to test. So yeah, here goes, over to the computer. Alright, so this is all pretty similar to the test that we did with this guy previously, where we essentially just initialize our pins, we say what our input is, do all the initialization, and then we head down here. So we are actually checking multiple layers. So, first thing we're doing, all of our loops, one of them loops through the first mux, one of them loops through the second mux, or the second set of muxes. So we loop through, get all the inputs from this guy, then we get all the inputs from this guy, then this, and then we come all the way back around. Easy enough, simple enough, realistically. We only need like one of them on here, so we could make it faster, but we don't overly need to. Then we come down here. This can all be simplified, sped up, etc. Don't need either of those at the moment. But essentially, we're setting all of our pins. We're gonna give it a 1 millisecond pause so that it can actually catch up. Then we're going to save whatever the value that we're reading is. Then if it's over a threshold, in this case it's 100, there is a little bit of signal bounce, etc., but that means I lose the bottom 10%. And then we basically just initialize 2 character arrays so that I can convert it. So these two convert those 3 digits into a character array, convert it into an actual integer from a binary number. That way we know what pins we're plugging, and then we print them down here. With all that said, we plug in the Leonardo. Normally you'll flash it, but I already did. We can flash it. It is flashed. We go into our tools, serial monitor. Nothing's coming out. That is on purpose. I made it so that it will only print if we have a connection. So first off, let's try this guy. On the very end, you can see the value coming through. So on number 7, pin 6, sorry, backwards. On number 6, pin 7, pin 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So we did get them in there. We do have the correct order, but one of the weird things is that apparently I got some of these backwards on the actual plugs into the thing, because this one all the way over here, we can poke it over here as well, is 0. This guy is 1. This guy is 2. This guy's 3. This guy is 4. This one's 6. And this one is 7, which means that essentially I flip-flopped these two accidentally, and I shifted them on here or read the diagram incorrectly, which means it's something that I do want to fix. This is a problem with manually soldering everything, but real quick I'm going to go through, basically touch every pin, make sure that the inputs and outputs are actually going where they should, and make sure that essentially everything that we wired is going where it should, because if there's any crosses or anything else, that's a problem. We should only see 1 pin outputting per touch. Okay, now I've probed every one of them. They all come in individually, which is super exciting, and it reads them pretty quickly too. 80 milliseconds, which means I can do, so probably about 75 milliseconds. So I can do 13 reads per second, and I was hoping for 10. That's pretty good. And that's to go through all of them, not just these. So I should be able to read all of my expanders, all of my outputs in 70 milliseconds with that 1 millisecond wait. Yep, so with that full millisecond, we don't get bounce from the signals, and we have a pretty clear signal. It's a little slower, but it works pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think that was 13 reads per second. That's pretty good. Even just hitting a button doesn't normally happen in that amount of time. There's a down and there's an up, so we should be really good on that. I have to make 7 more of these, and that took a long time, probably a couple of full days to do all this wiring. So I've got a way to shortcut and optimize this that we're gonna show you in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching kind of this quick testing of the just board that I spent forever wiring, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the next part because the next one is going to be exciting. So stay tuned, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you guys in the next episode.